In the late 1700s, a small New England river town lived by the seasons. Families like Elias's planted, harvested, and spun wool or flax at home. A simple water wheel turned a grist mill, but most work still depended on hands, not machines.
At sunrise, we were in the fields, and by lamplight, we mend tools and weave. Everything we use, we mostly make ourselves.
Across the Atlantic, factories were transforming Britain, but in the young United States, transportation was slow and most goods were handmade. That began to change when an entrepreneur arrived, carrying plans based on British textile machinery. A brick mill rose beside the river, along with a canal to control the water. The company needed workers, and so recruiters visited nearby farms.
They promised wages, a boarding house, and a chance to see the town. It was more independence than I could ever have on the farm. So I said yes.
Inside the mill, spinning frames and power looms hummed. Bells, not roosters, now set the day. Sarah worked 12 and sometimes 13 hours surrounded by clattering machines and cotton dust, but she earned cash wages and sent money home.
We shared crowded rooms, ate at long tables, and obeyed strict rules. After work, we read, wrote in our journals, and sometimes attended lectures on history or reform.
This mill girl system spread, and the town boomed. Shops, churches, and new streets appeared. Yet as owners sped up machines and cut wages, discontent grew.
When they announced another cut, we walked out. We signed petitions and said, "We are not just hands, we are citizens."
By the 1840s and 1850s, immigration reshaped the town. Irish laborers like Patrick dug canals and built railroads that linked mills to distant markets.
The work was muddy and dangerous, but the tracks carried southern cotton in and finished cloth out. The town's smoke and whistles never seemed to stop.
During the Civil War, factories supplied Union uniforms and tools, tying local fortunes to national conflict. Power shifted from water to steam and coal, allowing larger mills and year-round production. Artisans like Elias struggled to compete with cheap factory goods, and many of their children took wage jobs. By the late 1800s, factories were bigger and work more repetitive. Children joined adults in mills, their small hands darting between moving parts. In response, labor unions and reformers organized for safer conditions and shorter days.
At meetings, we demanded a 10-hour day and an end to child labor. We wanted enough time to rest, learn, and live.
Slowly, state governments passed laws limiting child labor and reducing hours. Public schools expanded, changing childhood itself. Around 1900, some older textile mills faced competition from newer southern mills, and parts of the town declined. Yet other businesses, electric streetcars, libraries, and new neighborhoods emerged from decades of industrial growth. The town had changed from a quiet farming community to a busy industrial city. Machines, capital, immigrant labor, and protest had reshaped daily life. Stories like those of Sarah, Elias, and Patrick show how the U.S. Industrial Revolution made the nation a leading industrial power, while also creating new social challenges that reformers would continue to confront in the century ahead.